Perfect. Just to start with, a sort of unchanged starting 15. How do you sort of weigh up the balance of keeping that sort of consistency whilst maybe giving a couple of guys that might be around next year in this 20s program a sort of a shot at the world stage?
Oh, it's always about the performance of the team. From the start, we've been very clear with all the guys that we want to provide opportunities for guys where we can, and the guys who have been performing really well for us, we want to reward that also. So, yeah, we've been pretty lucky around. After the first week, we've been pretty consistent with the health of all our players, which has been great. So we've had the opportunity to build some combinations, and yeah, that's the best balance that we've got at the moment. And all the boys realise that as well. It's tournament footy, and that's the way we're rolling.
It's coming off that tough win over Wales. I guess what pleased you the most in the sort of way they sort of closed it out despite some real sort of fierce comeback from Wales towards the end there?
Yeah, look, we went with a 6-2 bench in that game, and our guys came on and performed and were able to get the job done. We just sort of in review, we sort of thought a little bit their finishers brought a little bit more energy than our guys. So that's great learnings for our players to understand when you come off the bench that you got to lift the energy of the team and keep the ball rolling, so to say. So look, there's great learnings there from everyone. But yeah, really proud of the fact that the guys got the job done and played some really good footy, and we were able to put Wales under a lot of pressure and come out on top.
And so on that bench, was that sort of part of the reason for the back to five split bench? Just a bit more energy, particularly in that back line with Angus?
Oh, we think just a little bit more balance, and even though it was wet, our back three players did a lot of running. So while the pitch is predicted to be wet and heavy again, we sort of just feel as though we need to have a bit of cover on the bench for those back three players who are probably going to be doing a fair bit of running again, and we've got some real good punch coming off in the forwards, so it's a good balance, we reckon.
And on Argentina, it's almost sort of fitting that one of the first oppositions in that TRC. Now it's going to be a last here at the junior, so that this junior championship. What was the lessons from that sort of wet game in the Sunshine Coast that you can sort of taken out and put into the sort of review and preview for this week?
Well, it's about converting our created opportunities, which, the first sort of 15, 20 minutes against Argentina, we should have scored probably 3 tries from our attacking footy. So just converting our A-zone pressure is a real key learning from that game. And then, we've grown and developed over the last sort of month, being away in Africa and looking forward to playing our brand of footy. And we've got a few things up our sleeve that we want to roll out against these blokes. So it's exciting to try some new things on opportunities that we've identified.
As Toby, to bring you in, was there sort of frustration still lingering a little bit when you look at that Argentina game from the Sunshine Coast about the opportunity that got away in the wet conditions?
Oh, I wouldn't say there's any major frustration lingering from it. I mean, I think everyone understands they beat us, but yeah, what's his name? We're in a better place now, and what's his name? A much better footy team, and I think the boys are just excited for the opportunity to go back out and verse them again. So they're a quality outfit, and yeah, we're just keen to see whether we can rectify a few of those mistakes and put a good performance on the grass. So.
For yourself, this being sort of the second year of the 20s final game of the tournament, how do you sort of reflect on how special this moment is to not only pull on that gold jersey across multiple tournaments, but be captain for these 5 games?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been an awesome experience. We've got a great bunch of guys and a great coaching staff and a great support team, and obviously, my family and all that who are all supporting us. And yeah, it's really special to be able to lead the boys. But yeah, it's more been a pleasure than anything. It's been really easy. It's been a really great tournament, well run, and yeah, just looking forward to getting out there and putting out one last performance in an age group jersey before we go into men's footy, and hopefully get a good performance for not only ourselves but the country. So yeah.
I guess how satisfying was it just to get over early in that second half, just backing up and Harry there? Was that something you sort of saw sort of in the game plan that there might just be sort of opportunities to sort of for that support play to really capitalize?
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, Harry played really well. Yeah, but what's the name? Yeah, it was a massive team effort at the end of the day. Like, yeah, it was a full 23 plus the blokes who were also on the sideline, and the prep throughout the week got us home. So yeah, no, really happy with how everyone went.
It's crazy. Toby touched on the sort of how proud he is just to pull that gold jersey on. For, let's say, for some of these guys, this could be the last time they do it at this level. Is there just added emotion in this to really sort of go out there and make this moment special on sort of Friday?
Uh, yeah, yeah, it is. We talk about a lot about in the team around how lucky and how grateful we are to, or these players are to have the opportunity to represent their country and represent, every 19, 20-year-old kid that's in Australia would love to be sitting in the room or love to be sitting in the locker room, pulling that jersey on. So the boys are very aware of that and they prepare and play accordingly. So it's certainly not lost on the players, and we try and encourage them to step into that moment and realize that they're going to put that jersey on for a period of time, and then next year someone else is going to put that jersey on. But the most important thing is what they do in the jersey, not the jersey itself. It's what they do. So we encourage them to deliver their strengths and be really proud of what they're doing, and they're playing for Australia. So that's the ultimate for a footy player.
And so in terms of what it matters to sort of when you're in that jersey, a man who was one of your breakout stars from last year will, as 12 months on, is now going to make his Wallabies debut. I'm not sure if you're wearing Derby Lancaster. Is that just a great reminder for these kids about just the sort of pathways you can sort of get to with a sort of strong tournament, and using this tournament as the sort of that platform to just keep getting better and keep sort of honing their craft after this experience?
Definitely. Look, it's a great example of what a player can do, through a lot of hard work, and this platform provides that opportunity for guys, whether it's to improve and be playing first grade club footy, or possible super rugby programs and whatnot. And if you're performing on this stage, then you're going to get noticed, and it's an exciting tournament. And it's the same for all the other countries as well. You look at a lot of the other countries, it's a great platform for them to put themselves in the senior national spotlight. But yeah, it's great that they get to see that transition and that pathway.
It's one of those guys that's already been sort of exposed to that super talent, super level, is Harry McLaughlin-Phillips. Can you just get a comment on how you sort of saw his performance against Wales, and what sort of you like the most out of those trio of try assists or try involvements?
Yeah, look, he's a quality player. He's one of all the guys are playing good footy, but Harry, having that experience in playing super, he's still got to continue to improve the consistency of his game around what he's doing. But we've got a pretty high bar for him, because obviously playing at that level, it's the standard's high. So, and he has high standards of himself as well. So it's great to see him controlling the game and putting his touches and helping guys out. So. But he's one of 23, and he did his job, and it's important that everyone continues to do their best performance going into our game against Argentina.
It's finally that game in Argentina. Is it finally going to get a dry track, or is it still expected to be those cyclonic conditions that are just
No, mate, it's going to be crapola. So we're just it's going to be wet and windy. Look, we've prepared and we've played in those conditions, so it's actually not that. It's not a big deal. Just tweak a few things that we're going to do to accommodate that. And then if we can execute that plan really well, then I'm sure we can see Australia coming out on top.
Yeah, just to sort of follow up with that with Toby, getting, those type of conditions, you've basically sort of faced almost cyclonic, where it was TRC, this condition, this tournament. Can you just reflect on sort of what you grow and what you learn about your own game, being exposed to, new country, new experience, new conditions that you might not have faced down in Canberra?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's always tough to play footy in those sort of conditions. But yeah, I think, from my own game and also everyone else's, like we've adapted and built skills around that, whether it's tightening up or playing more direct and really, kicking with purpose, trying to find corners and squeeze them in corners, like there's areas of the games that you've got to adjust when it gets wet. And I think, we've struggled with it a bit, but, I think we've started to really sort of hone in on those skills, and yeah, it's probably, you always hope that it's going to be a nice dry day with a great fast pitch, but when you're in tournaments like this, you just got to play with what you've got, and unfortunately that seems to be what we've got every tournament so far, every game. But yeah, what's this name? We've adapted, and yeah, I'm really proud with how the boys have gone and adapted to it. And I think if there's a game to put it all out on the park and show what we've learned from this tournament and the past one, yeah, it's definitely this one. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, great. That's all the questions I had, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you
Thanks,
very much.
guys. Best of luck.
No worries.
Look at that.